SpotlightMediaStudios.com. Welcome to Education Unfiltered. Here is Mary Stucco.
Hello, this is Mary Stucco with Education Unfiltered, where we talk all things higher ed. And today we get to talk to Janet Lillie, who is the Assistant Vice President for Community Relations at Michigan State University. Welcome, Janet.
Hey, Mary. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, tell me, what's going on at Michigan State? My gosh, it's an exciting time of year. It's my favorite time of year at Michigan State.
You know what, Mary? It is. It's my favorite time as well. I'll tell you, it is absolutely a fabulous time at Michigan State. We are getting ready to have probably what will be our largest incoming class of students. We look like we're going to be close to 10,000. And then we
That's 10,000 freshmen?
10,000 first-year students, upwards to 10,000, So we are getting the halls ready. We are getting all of the fun activities are well under their planning stages. So we're going to start welcoming people back in the next couple of weeks.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
Yes, it's going to be nice to have campus back in terms of students here and just the excitement. Obviously, football starts very, very soon. We have our first home football game Friday night, September 2nd, and we are going to kick it off with beating Western.
Oh, my gosh. How fun is that? So I was hearing that your enrollment was up. I didn't know what the number was, and that you're going to be putting maybe an extra person in some of the dorms rooms.
Yeah, some of the residence halls, the rooms themselves will be in what we call transition housing. And so, yes, there are some students that will have 3 to a room. And as we have the ability to break them down, we will. You talk to alums, many of them have had that experience years ago as well when there was a surge in students, and many of them have good experiences about that. And some also look forward to it, being back to the 2 people that they were planning on. So, but we are making plans for the impact of that. Yeah.
No, I think when I was going to MSU, I think there was a lot of that, getting the third person put in, and I don't recall ever anybody having a big problem with it. So that's great.
People use it as another opportunity to meet new people and make some more friends. So.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. That's so exciting. So you said there's going to be a lot of events and activities. So when do those get started, and what kind of activities are you looking at?
Sure. So move-in actually starts in the next couple of weeks. We'll have our international students moving in around August 22nd, that week. And then towards the end of that week, the rest of our students will start moving in on the 26th and then through the weekend. And then at the end of, or I should say the beginning of the next week, is when we have a lot of our fall welcome activities, where we'll have opportunities for students to, meet other students through fun things like bingo and movie night and, getting into the stadium and seeing all those big places on campus. But then we also have one of our biggest events, which is called Sparticipation, where all of our student groups have an opportunity to come out and meet with the incoming students and see if they can get them engaged.
Oh,
and
that's
then
great.
the city of East Lansing is also having their second annual event called Extravaganza, where they're having students come back and come into the downtown area, explore businesses and so forth. And then returning this year, it took a bit of a hiatus with COVID, but Myers are the 2 Myers stores in Okemos and on Lake Lansing Road. They are also having Midnight Madness, so where they'll have lots of specials for back-to-school stuff. And you don't have to be a student to go to those stores. You can be a resident and enjoy that as well. So that kicks off, the 29th, 28th, 29th, 30th, right in there. Those dates, lots of stuff happening on campus and in East Lansing.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to be just crazy busy, but in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think after the last couple of years, I think people are excited to have the energy back. So, yes, in a good way.
For sure. And I think everyone's so excited about Spartan Sports. I mean, even just, we had our two big coaches down, at doing NASCAR down in Brooklyn, Michigan, and they had their own Spartan car. And it was kind of fun seeing everybody just getting really hyped up for Spartan Sports.
Absolutely. In fact, speaking of sports, some of our sports, obviously people are always focused on football season, but soccer is underway, as is volleyball. So if people are interested in catching some sight of those athletes in action, those sports are underway right now.
Does it usually cost anything to get into those, or are those free events?
It's nominal. Some of the exhibition games may be free, but it's a very nominal charge.
Oh, so that's kind of a good thing if you're thinking, I need to take my family out and do something over at Michigan State this weekend. You can swing by one of those sports that are going on and then stop by the ice cream store. The dairy store.
Same thing, yeah. Definitely add in the sport of eating ice cream for sure. So and I think a walk through campus is probably one of the best family activities. But yeah, I'd say
I know.
Check the schedule of events in general that is happening. So if you are interested in picking up an athletic event, definitely check the fall schedules, and the dairy store hours. But that sounds like a perfect family excursion, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, it sure does. So what else is looking different this year? What else can we expect from Michigan State that maybe haven't seen before?
Well, I think we have a lot of. First of all, a lot of people have been asking me about classes, our students back in the classroom, and so. Obviously, the last 2 years there was a lot online. There are still some classes that are online, but yes, the majority of classes will feel very much so in person. And our residence halls, too. We mentioned a few of the triples before. Those will be filled. I mean, we are not doing any isolation or quarantine housing, and so our spots in our residence halls are full, and so forth. So keep that in mind for things that are happening that has been new, at least for the last couple of years. We also have, I'd say, some planning projects for construction that are underway. We're not going to necessarily see, full-fledged construction happening right now, but the plans are underway for a new rec facility center as well as a brand new multicultural center, and those two projects will get underway this year, not necessarily this fall, but this year. And so that will be phenomenal because that will be great resources for our students and faculty and staff in the case of the rec center.
Oh, nice. Are there ever, I know they used to before COVID, are they giving tours at all of the Frib?
Oh, at the FRIB?
Yeah.
Yes, there are tours that are available. I know that, and I don't have the URL off the top of my head, but you can, if you were to go to the website of the FRIB, there is a way to it says visit FRIB at MSU or something like that, not to quote me exactly on that. And there are opportunities for engagement. And I'd say many people have come through over the last several years. It's a facility, as you know, that's done. We had our grand opening in early May, and research is well underway. I do know that annually they have planned an open house that's usually in the spring, and we usually have a couple of thousand people attend that. But that, again, would probably be spring of 23 at this point.
Okay. Very good. Now, you mentioned, too, that in mid-August you have international students returning. Are you seeing, I know COVID kind of restricted a little bit of that. Is there an upswing now of international students coming in?
Yes, we do have a lot of international students coming, so the numbers are rebounding a little bit. We will have close to 1,000 new international students coming.
Great.
Historically, yeah, it's phenomenal. Historically, the numbers of students from China have been the largest group. Mm-hmm. This year, the largest group of students will be coming from India, so we'll see a bit of a change, in that. And we also have students coming from China as well, but and then other countries as well. It's not just those, that area of the world. We have Eastern European countries and students really from across the world come to the university. But in terms of the largest cohort group, it is going to be from India this year.
Oh my goodness. How cool. That's great to hear.
It is. And we're really excited. And not only will we have more international students, because those numbers did dip over the last several years. I mean, the pandemic, but in other, for other years prior to the pandemic, the numbers had been dipping in many schools in the U.S. in terms of international students. But we're also seeing an increase in the number of out-of-state students that are coming to Michigan State as well. So we're very excited that, Michigan State is seen as a great place to come, a great degree for, the cost. And then I think people love living in the region as well. And that speaks to all the great collective effort of all the things that we have going on in the area of this community.
I think it does say a lot. And I just, as an alumni of Michigan State, it doesn't matter where I go in the country. Like, there's always like a huge Michigan State fan base in that vicinity. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. It's like Michigan State's everywhere. So I can kind of see why, like, a lot of these people are spread out and then their children come here. So that's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're wearing something that says MSU on it or Go Spartans and you're out and about any place in the U.S., if not the world, someone will shout, Go Green. That is for sure.
Exactly. Exactly. So is there anything else going on that you want to mention?
It is one of those things that there is so much going on.
It's probably
kind of hard. Yeah, it's kind of hard to specify any one particular thing. I'd say just if people were interested to hear about some of the things that have been accomplished in the last year or so, and then what some of the work is that we're doing institutionally moving forward, I would recommend folks look at. This is going to sound so boring, but our strategic plan, and in particular the report that we finished in June that talked to all of the different pillars that we've been working towards and so forth. But, we're putting students front and center, faculty and staff front and center. We're putting health front and center, diversity, equity, inclusion front and center. And in general, we just have, this report highlights some of the accomplishments. So it's kind of a nice overarching thing. It's a plan that we have for the next several years as we look ahead to 2030. And I think we're pretty excited about, all the things that we have going on. In fact, President Stanley is going to be speaking at the Lansing Economic Club on October 3rd and talking a little bit about some of the new directions that we have at the university.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I know I keep hearing on the news, and just in social media how, Michigan State just continues to excel in so many degree areas and just among the tops in the country, if not the top. And so that's just so exciting to, to draw those students in for just an excellent education and, making us alumni proud of where Michigan State continues to head.
Yes, thank you. And I'm a proud double degree holder myself, and it's great to be here and be in the region. And we have so many fabulous partners, including Lansing Community College and many other partners in the region. But I'd say collectively, we all do great work together.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Janet. I appreciate you joining us today. If anyone has any questions about Michigan State, what's a good website for them to go to?
You know what? I would direct them to the main MSU.edu website. The search engine is very robust, and they can enter something, whatever they're looking for, and hit enter and be on their way.
Well, great. Well, thank you, Janet. This is Janet Lillie, the Assistant Vice President for Community Relations at Michigan State University. This is Mary Stucco with Education Unfiltered. Thank you so much for joining us today.